call because there's a few things before we want to get into the meat of the call. For one thing, you guys, hold on a minute, let me see. There's some noise. For some reason. Okay, here we go. Okay, first and foremost, we have 5 days left in the month. Is that crazy? So if you have Success Club goals, you have 5 days. If you're at 0, you have 5 days. You can do whatever it is that you put your mind to. So 5 days for that. Tomorrow night, we are doing a Push to Emerald call like we did 2 weeks ago. So we're going to strive to do that every other week on Wednesday nights. We had a lot of people on 2 weeks ago. It was really awesome. So really excited about doing that again. And also sneak peeks, we're doing them weekly now, Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. in the format that we did in the sneak peek page of the presentation. It's kind of all in one presentation versus an event page that we were doing in the past. So it's a little bit more organized, and thank you again, Jillian, for all your hard work for that. It's great. We're going to continue to update it as we need to, but we do have that. One more thing. Next week, our team call, we will have Chris Downing, and I'm really excited about that. So make sure that you get on, because if you have not heard him speak before, you need to, because he's one of those that will motivate the living daylights out of you. So I'm really, really excited about that. And obviously the following week we'll have Carl. But so we have a lot of exciting things going on. Next week, leadership event will be going on. So we'll be probably hearing about new stuff. So it's a great, great time to be a coach. It always is. But, you know, I'm always excited to share my enthusiasm. So I'm really excited to have Melissa on tonight. She was so gracious to chat with me several times recently and invite us to her team page and that sort of thing. And just basically she said, hey, let's do a team call. Let's get to know each other. And then she's going to give whatever, obviously, information that she wants to share. But we're so excited to have you. So let's go ahead and dive right in.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if I was like the meat of the call or like just a little side story. So,
whatever you want it to be.
The meat of the call. Well, I'm excited that there's so many reasons I'm excited, but I'm super excited that Natalie has brought her team over to the Fit Legacy family, because I can already tell in the short amount of time that you guys have been over there that the value of that team and the information being provided has like expanded in like an abundance. Like, for example, like the calls. So if somebody can't catch Chris Downing on y'all's call, they can hop on our call and and Carl's call. Like, I think we're the 8th and I think you're the 9th, you know, and I haven't heard from Chris's yet, but so it's just, I love that. And I love that if you're open to popping on some of your sneak peeks into the Fit Legacy group, you're welcome to pop those on. And all the other things, and vice versa. And what I want you guys all on the call to know, or those listening on the recording, is that absolutely anything that I post on that team page, you can hop on and be a part of. If you want to help host a power hour, just tag me and say, Melissa, I'd love to host a power hour in the coming weeks. And that is something that we're going to be providing on a weekly basis, is a weekly power hour. This week's is Friday. Last week's was Wednesday. And they're just really a great way to hop on and for 1 hour, get so much done in your business. Plus you get example scripts and you hear how other people are doing it. And you walk away from that 1 hour going, wow, like I got a lot done. So if you can be involved in those, that would be great. I'm always disappointed to have the reason for coming on to these calls. And that is, because Charlene has left the business and gone with another company. Her and I have been friends for years. She is a founding coach, just like I am. And when a founder leaves, I'm always like, oh, are you kidding me? But, to each their own. And I just pray she finds what she is looking for. I always say on the other side. But I believe Beachbody Blue, I'm never going anywhere until I retire. I don't even know how that works, but I've been in this business for over 12 years. So I'd love to just tell you my story. And maybe when my husband gets home, I did a call last night and I had to send him to an open house for my son. And tonight I'm doing a call and he went to go get some food. So poor guy, he's like doing my duties in the evening. So Robert, okay, this is kind of a funny story. Really, Robert is the one who got into this business first. So we lived in a small town up in Iowa, and I was a gym. I taught classes at a gym, so I taught step class, and I really did not do it for the money because I made $10 for the class, and it took me 3 hours to prep and then an hour to do the class, and so that was like $2 an hour. So obviously the money was not the reason I did that, but I did it to get half price off a gym membership. And so I was teaching class, and we were going to the gym, and I hear that my husband tells me, he goes, "Hey, I want to let you know, I ordered this thing off the infomercial. I ordered this workout program." I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I ordered P90X. I don't even know what it is." And I'm like, "What? How much was it?" And he's like, "Well, it was $240. I'm like, $240? I'm busting my butt doing these stupid classes so we can have half-price gym memberships, and you spend that much money. Now, I need to let you know what we were doing for an income. I own my own clothing store in Iowa, a very small town. It was really a hobby because I never pulled a salary from that. Everything I made, I kind of put back into the store. And then my husband, well, we lived here in Dallas before we moved to Iowa, and he was a firefighter paramedic here. When we went up to the small town of Iowa, it was volunteer fire department. So he had to drive an hour and a half to get to a larger town where it was paid paramedic. And he got on there and he worked the night shift to get $2.58 extra an hour a night. So he was making about $13.50 an hour. So that's set up to why I was freaking out that he spent that money. Well, I was like, "How'd you even find this program?" He's like, "Well, okay, so some of you who are a little older, and I see some people who are a little bit older on this group, because my other group is like youngies. They had no idea what I was talking about. But back in the day, I don't know if any of you guys remember a fat burning pill called FinFin. And FinFin was like, you could buy it. You could buy it sometimes at GNC and stuff. But then the drug enforcement people, the Food and Drug, they're like, "No, it's causing heart attacks and things, made your heart go crazy." And so they took it off the market. And so my husband, the psycho that he sometimes is, loving to death, he's online searching for it online. It's got to be online. Everything's online. So he's online searching for it. And he sees something with X. He's like, "Well, X, I mean, FinFin had this big X, like extreme. So maybe that's what this is." And so he goes into the chat room. He's like, "What is this P90X? And these results, like, what is this?" And Tracy Morrow, I don't know if y'all know Tracy Morrow. Tracy Morrow is also a founding coach. She happened to be in those message rooms. And back in the day when there was chat rooms, and I'm totally showing my age. But so she's on there. She's like, "Yes, like these results are real. We work hard, but you do it at home." And so he's like, "Well, I'm in the middle of winter. Like, if I don't have to go to the gym, I can do this from home. I want to, sign me up." So he orders it, and that's how that happens. Ends up getting amazing results. I think it was totally to prove me wrong because I flipped my lid. And he does. He gets great results. And at the time, they had kind of like what they have today with the challenge, and you earn money, but it was more on a monthly basis. And so he ends up winning that month. A month. And it was $10,000 at the time. Now, mind you, $10,000 to us then was $100,000 because we were making no money. We're so excited. So he is in love with this program, just does it round after round after round. You can Google his name and you'll see his results. They were crazy. And for some of you, if you remember projection TVs, the big ones that sat on the ground and kind of they were kind of backlit. They had the big back in the back. Well, P90X, when it was on DVDs, it had P90X logo with a line across it at the bottom the whole time. that you were doing a workout. Well, Robert did an hour a day every single day. So when we turned off the TV, the P90X logo and line were burnt into our screen. So it was like always a reminder. It's such a crazy thing. I wish we had that TV today because that'd be kind of fun. But so Robert, amazing results. Tony Horton is becoming his idol. Like literally, like I felt like we needed his picture hung up in the living room or something. And he's never met this guy before. And he was coming to Chicago for a camp. And I was like, you should go meet him because you are putting him on this pedestal. He's just another dude, just like you, just happens to be in the fitness world. So we scrape up enough money and he goes to Chicago and he meets Tony. He also meets at that moment Mark Briggs, who is today one of his very best friends. And him, Tony, and Mark hit it off like three amigos. And it was amazing to see their relationship really blossom out of meeting at that camp. But what was crazy is Carl happened to go to that camp, Carl Deichler. He doesn't go to all the camps. It was Tony's camp on his own. But he had heard that Melanie Bolin was going to be there and Robert was going to be there. And some of these people who were on these message boards were going to be there. And so he flew out and Robert said, if there was ever a way I could work for you, like I would empty your trash cans. You've given me my confidence back. I would totally do it. And Carl says, there's something coming up. I'd like to invite you to it. You're going to hear more from me in a couple months. So of course, Robert is like flying on cloud nine. He comes home to a wife who must have been in a bad mood after watching two little kids. And I was like, you're never going to hear from him again. I felt so bad. My poor husband's such a saint for staying with me all that time. I was so negative. And we do. He ends up calling in September of 2006. We go out to California and stay at the Beverly Wilshire. If y'all are familiar with the Beverly Wilshire, it's the Pretty Woman Hotel. And I literally felt like that. I was just like, this is amazing. Like, oh my gosh. And it was Christmas time. So it was beautifully decorated. Well, here's what was crazy. If you guys have ever tried to do a PowerPoint presentation for an opportunity call, or you've been on an opportunity call and you thought that person just threw up all over the place, like that was so much information, like my head is hurting. I had that for 3 full days, 3 days of explaining this business that my head hurt so bad. I had no idea what I was doing, what it was. All I said was sign me up. I get 25% off. And we're broke, and if I can get save 25%, that my husband's obviously already buying these products, like, let's just do it. So we did, and we met amazing people like Doug and Tammy Fitzgerald and Tracy Morrow and Melanie Bolin and Mark Briggs and people, and Charlene was there, and these people that you probably have heard about, but now we're kind of in the back of the new people. So that's how we heard about this. We didn't have any network marketing experience whatsoever. We had people who gave us a really good guide on like, hey, you need to set goals. And I was like, what does that even mean? And it's really interesting. I want you guys to remember, for those of you who've been on a team for a while, when you tell one of your coaches to set goals, like you have a month, a 3-month, a 6-month, and a year goal, we really need to help guide them through that, because it's really hard if they've never done personal development before. If they thought they just wanted to work out and they signed up for a discount and maybe they saw someone else making a little money, so they thought they would try it, and now you're asking them to set goals, we really need to help guide them. And I was very thankful that Kevin Jensen and Milan Jensen helped us through that process. And, fast forward, Robert's been, he's been on tours with Tony Horton, showing guys overseas and Japan and through Europe, working out with them at different military bases. Robert's been in some P90X videos. We've been in several test groups. And I have to say that, like, saying yes to a business opportunity that I truly had no idea what was happening has changed our life. It really has. And but it hasn't always been easy. There's been a lot of bumps in the road. To begin with, when we first started, we didn't have any website, any product, nothing was shipping out. From the time we signed up, I think it was December 27th of 2006, till end of March 2007. Over 3 months of promises that websites were going to come up, promises that products were going to ship out, promises. And there were several founders who walked away at that time because they were like, this company doesn't have their crap together. But we were sticking it out. We're like, what else? I mean, really, what else did we have? And Robert and I had prayed for a way to get out of this debt that we were in, this financial stress. And I feel like we had stepping stones to this point, and the Lord was like, if you can do that, you can do this. Before this opportunity came around, I had this amazing idea that we would do yard art. So yard art is like where someone's birthday, it's their 40th birthday, and you want a flamingo flock their yard, and we would show up in the middle of the night and put flamingos in their yard with like a little kiosk sign. So in Iowa, the ground is frozen 6 months out of the year. So sticking these cute little flamingo legs into frozen ground just doesn't work. And my sweet husband was like, we can still do it. Like, let's just try and figure it out. So that was our adventure before this one came along. And if we could stick that one out, we knew we could stick this one out. And I'm so glad that we did. But there was compensation plans that changed before many of you ever came on board. That was a big adjustment. There was caps that we'd never had before, where like now Emerald caps at 250. That was new for a lot of people, and it cut their income like crazy. And we had to go through those adjustments. We had to go through an adjustment of chocolate, Shakeology tasting horrendous. There was a time period where it was just like, what is wrong with this? I can't beg people to drink this. And, that's changed. But never once did I thought I'm going to jump ship for something better. Because after looking through the years, what this company represents and stands for, how every single year they come out with at least 3 new workout programs a year, plus a supplement or 2 each year, never once skipping a year. And always trying to bring us the best and being ahead of, or at least in line with, new technology. When we went on demand, there was already people asking for it. I do feel like maybe we were a year behind on that. And but now we have it, and we have it on all platforms, and it's so amazing. And I just know Carl's passion and heart that and Robert too, we're never going anywhere. But I do want you guys to remember, and if you listen to Christina Delgado on the National Wake Up Call yesterday, she said it great too, that we have to be willing to reinvent ourselves. We have to be willing to be coachable, because many of us back in the day started with Facebook, and we loved Facebook, and we knew Facebook, and we had Facebook like pages with thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. Then all of a sudden, over the past several months, now it's been a year, all these people who were liking and commenting, and we would put a post up and we would attract people, they're gone. Facebook has completely changed the algorithm, and it was happening to everybody. And so we could have either been like, well, it doesn't work anymore, or we reinvented ourselves. We became very coachable, and we learned Instagram. And I too was just like Christina when she said, I am not doing Instagram stories. I don't have time for that. But you know what? That was just saying, I don't have time to grow my business. I don't have time to, really work on this business that has changed my life. And am I going to let this all fall apart? Am I going to let this all fall away just because I don't want to learn a new skill? In the corporate world, we get changes thrown at us all the time. There'll be a new boss. There'll be a new buyout, all kinds of things. And that doesn't mean we just throw in the towel, because we know we need to continue to make money. And we basically, unfortunately, in the world today, you have to make money to be able to live a daily life. And so if there's anything I'd love for you guys to take away, it's that when there's tough roads, figure out how to get through it and over it, because I promise you the other side of our tough road is easier than starting a new road on the other side of the fence. I would love to take any questions you guys have. I think I've done it all, good, bad, and ugly. I try to always kind of help, like, don't do that. It's usually not been worth your time. So if you ever think, hey, I want to do something like this, let me know. I'd be happy to help you, figure that out. But Natalie, do you have any questions or anything?
I don't, but I do remember when Shakeology tasted like dirt.
It was so bad. Wasn't it horrible?
It was so bad. And I was like, I've got to somehow still sell this and say it's so healthy. So it doesn't matter what it tastes like. And they're like, just suck it up. It's healthy. So, and I was like, oh God.
That was what we would say. We would like, it's not going to take like a milkshake. I mean, those aren't healthy for you. So this is healthy for you. So it's not going to taste like that. And then thankfully, like pumpkin spice does taste like a pumpkin spice milkshake. It's so good. So good.
Let's see. I like what you said about helping new coaches with defining goals, because I remember I was doing sneak peek the other night, and I said something about goals, and I was like, I used to never have goals. I didn't even know what that meant, like to set goals and that sort of thing, but helping new coaches and defining what that means. That's
giving examples and breaking it down into something small. I have a good friend who was in one of my Bible studies, and I would talk about how, Robert and I are having our goal night for every single year since we started in this business. We had a goal night, and it was the week between Christmas and New Year's. We went somewhere fancy for dinner, and we would come prepared to share our goals, and we've done it every year since we've been in this business. As a matter of fact, we're writing a book about it. But
cool.
Yeah, it's coming. It should be out by the end of the year. And so I was telling my friend Vicky about this, and she's like, oh my gosh, my husband said he wanted to do something like, did you talk to him? And I'm like, no, I did not talk to him. I don't have goals. I don't even know what that means. And she's like, I just raise our kids and I take them to school, and I don't know what he wants me to write down. And so I just realized, like, that's how a lot of us felt when someone said, hey, make some goals, 3 months, 6 months. What do you want to do? And they're like, I have no idea. So yeah, just kind of help them through that, and just say, an average financial goal is, and would you like to be, have a goal of working out 4 times a week, and just kind of start them rolling, and then they usually start getting it. Yeah.
All right, you guys, don't be shy.
I know. I don't know. I mean, I didn't train on anything, so that's probably one reason why they don't have a lot of questions, because it was my life. But I don't know. I'd be happy to answer anything. I didn't come prepared to train, but cool. A couple of things, like any guys on here, I see some. I love that. Robert's going to be bummed. He feels like, what happened to all the dudes in the business? So definitely reach out to him. And if you have any questions at all, he'd love to help you, team up with you, do even a guys challenge group with you. I really thought he'd be here by now. But
we have the best guys. Let me just tell you, we have the best guys.
That's awesome. That's so great.
Yeah,
I love that. Also,
Melissa, I have one question.
Oh yeah.
Happy birthday!
Where were you in Iowa?
It's
right.
So.
Thank you. So where were you in Iowa?
Oh, I was in Decorah, Iowa. Up in the
Nice.
I loved it.
I'm in Lone Tree, Iowa.
Where?
Lone Tree.
Lone Tree. I haven't heard of that.
It's southeast Iowa. It's we're about 20 minutes south of Iowa City.
Okay. Yeah, we were way up in the corner there by Minnesota, West.
Yeah. That's awesome. You said Iowa. I was like, oh my God.
I was born in Iowa, Fairfield, Iowa.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, not very far away from Lone Tree, actually.
Yeah, actually, no.
Not
if you're there, so yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. Shoot, I was going to say something else and then forgot. I do have 2 boys, by the way. I have 2 freshmen. I have a freshman in high school and a freshman in college. And that's been an adjustment for me. Last night, matter of fact, he texted me while I was doing a call like this. And I was like, hold on. My college freshman has texted his mother. I must take this. It doesn't happen very often. So I'm having to get adjusted to that, because he was usually my one that was downstairs and real chatty, and I miss him a lot. It's tough. So we're going through that half empty nesterness. Let me think. What else?
So Susie Smith asked, what's the biggest tip to kickstart your business?
Well, I think, honestly, really getting into one of the books, whether it's A Miracle Morning, and I can tell you who that's by, but Miracle Morning for Network Marketers. It's The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. It can be your first year in network marketing. I feel like that book's a little dated now just because it talks about hosting parties and home parties and whatnot. But getting into a personal development book and getting in a habit of reading like 5 to 10 pages a day, as dorky as that sounds, is just like, it changes your mindset. You understand you're going to get the no's. But I think too is just really getting out of your way, like pushing fear aside and realizing that it's okay for some people to not understand what you're doing. It's okay that someone tells you no. My best friend called my very best friend from the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, told her about what we were starting, and she said, no, that sounds really great for you, but no, not for me. Today, my best friend has earned multi-million dollars with this company. Her name's Stephanie Richardson. She's been an elite coach 8 times. She's been in Success Club. I can't even count how many times. And she rocks it. I love her. I mean, she just rocks it. And so she said no, thought I was like, good for you. And then came around about 4 months later. But, and also to just realize like they do have to kind of put themselves out there a little bit. Just sharing a post of a sweaty picture for a new coach will begin to get the ball rolling, but then they do need to begin to invite people to a challenge group that hopefully you will help co-host with them, because that's kind of scary. It's like starting a new job. Sometimes it's like starting a new job without a manual. So we have to help create that manual, that to-do list for them so that it's not so scary and they just learn how to dive in. And it's okay to make mistakes and go for it.
And you will make mistakes all the time. And it's okay to make mistakes and fail and like all that good stuff.
All the time. Yeah. All the time. You know what's the funniest ever? I don't know how many of y'all went to Summit 2 years ago. And it was the morning that, so Daily Sunshine. It was the release of Daily Sunshine in New Orleans. And I took this picture of me with this Daily Sunshine packet. I was like, look what's released, and posted it. And everything's in a hurry at Summit, right? Like you're always in such a massive hurry. So I take this picture, I'm holding it, ask me about it. I can't wait for everyone to try it. It's so good. I get to the conference. Walk over to the conference because that was in my hotel, I remember. And Chalene Johnson gets up on stage and talks about the worst posts ever are. And I swear I thought she was going to pull mine, but she pulled one just like it. Someone holding, see, and that was like exactly my post. I was like, okay, I made a mistake. I was in a hurry and plopped it out there, but it was fun. So I was like, oh well, it is what it is. So I've made a lot of mistakes. But it's better than not trying. I always say fail forward. I tell my kids all the time. It's better that you strike out 8 times at the plate than not ever try. My son's a college baseball player. I do a lot of baseball things. All right. Yes, it's a scary thing. It is a scary thing. It's scary. It can be scary to put it out there on social media. And it took me a while to get over, like, what are my friends going to think? But I love how, I think it was Brittany, I saw today, Brittany Richmond, she was like, did I really say yes to a pyramid scheme? And
that was the best post.
I loved it. It had these pyramid, like people like kind of laying like in a pyramid. And she's like, yes, I did. And I'm so glad I did, or something like that. And it just like, just kind of throw it back throw it back at people when you think they might be thinking something, just kind of throw it back. Obviously, it's not a pyramid scheme, but, I don't know why people think that. I can tell you right now, Stephanie is underneath Robert. It's Robert up here, Stephanie's under here, and Stephanie will make more money than us this year. So they always say people at the top make more money, and that is not true. Stephanie will, she did last year too. And Mark Briggs at one point during this journey was also making more money than we were. And it's just, sometimes, and I was loving that. I loved that I loved it because there was a story behind it. I could literally tell people, not everyone at the top makes all the money. So just like all the top 10, it's not top 10 income. That's just top 10 points. There's a lot more people making a lot more money than some of those top 10.
That people don't even know about. Like, who's that person? And I'm like, you need to know that person, but you're never going to see that person in the spotlight ever.
Totally. Totally. I would love for them to put out like a top 20 income earners, and I guarantee you only half of them would recognize their name.
Well, it's funny to see the Millionaire Club walk on stage, and you're like, I don't know, but like 10 of those people. I don't know them. So I love that. Awesome.
I do too, because it means like, look at these people. You don't have to be like 200,000 followers and posting every day and having to be on stage and doing all these presentations at big summits to rock this business and earn a great income. So I did love that. Sorry, I felt like I got excited there for a second.
I always get excited. I leave these calls every week like sweating. Like they know. Like I just like.
Oh, I know what you mean. That's so funny. I'm sure unless you've hosted a call, you're like, seriously? Yes, you just get excited. Now, Natalie, where are you from? I love your accent. I love it. I love it.
No, I live in Atlanta, but I'm from South Carolina.
Okay.
So it's probably a Carolina thing more than a Georgia thing.
I love it. So great. How long have you been in the business?
6 years.
Okay, perfect.
So
yeah,
a long time.
I was like, now that I know your name and know you, I've been seeing your name pop up on these little things. I'm like, hey. Love that.
Isn't that funny?
She is. She's a Southern Belle. I totally agree. Just so you know, like in Robert's downline, because it's been growing for over 12 years, has over 25,000 people in it. And it's an accurate number right now. There was a lot more at one time, and they just never flushed them out. They would have canceled and left, but they just kept the numbers in there. And so Beachbody finally kind of said, okay, all these people have been around for years and canceled years ago. They flushed them out. But to have 25,000 people, I would love to say I know and adore everybody, but I just don't know them all. So when Natalie came up within our downline, I was super, super excited to get to know her better and to have her. We also have people, Jimmy Nelson, you might know him. Coach Jimmy is in our downline. Ruth Strother, she's one of the newer 15-star diamonds. Jessica Nelson, she is in a lot of Shaun T things, and she's a 15-star. Julie Schulte, which is now Stroder. They're both really close. Ruth Strother and Julie Stroder. Anyway, they're really close. And that all kind of goes up with Stephanie Richardson. Lauren Duke is also within our downline there. And
I had no idea any of this. Like,
oh, you didn't?
No, it's like a whole new world. I'm like, what?
Now, the reason you're not seeing, because those people's teams are so big, they definitely have their own pages.
Of course, yeah.
Stephanie Richardson has personally sponsored Julie Schulte and Lauren Duke. And so those are, and Joy Bowen, who's also really climbing the ranks lately. She has a whole nother team, but I take a lot of stuff from her. And we collaborate on things. So like Carl's call, we're collaborating. Chris Downing's call, we'll all be on it together and things like that, just to pull in a big amount of people. But yeah, they're all down there. It's fun.
That's so crazy.
It is. It's pretty crazy. It is. Wow.
Oh, well, I'm not going to keep you. I know you've got other things going on, and your hubby's going to be home soon. But
I was like, I thought he'd be here by now. Literally, the food place is a mile away. I'm pretty sure he ran into somebody he knew.
Probably.
We live in a small town. I'm sure of it.
Well, so, I loved his video in your team page. I was like, yes, preach. Like
on Robert, when Robert went live.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I was like, I got a notification, and I was like, going live on the page? What does he have to say? It's so funny. It's hilarious. So I'm always like, go. He did, y'all. I listened to some of it. I didn't get to listen to all of it, but he had the most horrendous lunch with another network marketer. And I knew that's why they wanted him to go to lunch, but they were sneaky and they said, hey, I've got this thing that this person wants me to do. I'm not so sure. Will you just check? We have lunch. We need to catch up. Maybe just check it out. I knew it. And then that person brought someone with them that was hardcore obnoxious press. And they're like, so what do you think? Think you're going to join? And Robert goes, you can buy my spot out for $5 million and I might think about it. And the guy was like, well, I've seen a $5 million check. I can do that. Robert's like, whatever. See you later. So yeah, anyway, that was a small bit of that video, but it was just bad. It was what not to do. If you ever get some of those where someone private messages you and you're like, y'all, we cannot solicit this way, pop it over on the team page. Like, hey, y'all, this is what not to do. Because sometimes we need that reminder of like, oh, that does come off kind of, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
We want to be genuine.
Yeah.
I got a happy birthday one today. I'm not kidding you.
What? You did?
I got a happy birthday one.
Like a happy birthday, look at my business.
Yeah, happy birthday. Here's 25% off for your birthday. I'm like, seriously? She private messaged me. I'm just like, no. Oh my gosh.
I got one the other day that was like, hey, I see that we have, I don't even think she said mutual friends. But she was like, would you like to host a party for me? That's what I said. Would you like to host a party for me? And this is da-da-da-da. And I was like, I wrote her back and I'm like, I'm kind of disappointed that your very first message to me had nothing to do with, hi, get to know me. You've never spoken to me, but you're asking me, who you have no idea who I am, to host a party for you. I said, does this work for you? And she wrote back, well, it's just kind of hard, to build this business. And I was like, it's hard because you're sending the wrong message. I was like, I've been in this business for years and this message never works. I don't know you. Why would I take time to host a party for you? Well, it's a new product and the material's so soft and people are really loving it. I'm like, and maybe it is. They are. But I don't know that. I don't even know who you are. So I was like, just try to get to know people better. I did leave her with like a no thank you and try to get to know people better before you shoot your message off, because we send messages out. I do all the time, but I want to get to know that person better, through Instagram or through my stories or through their stories, things like that. I do, before y'all leave, I really just want to take a quick picture. So and you don't look perfect, and this isn't going to go on any frame or anything. And
we do this weekly.
Huh?
We do the picture weekly. So
okay. Most of you I can't tag anyway because I don't know your names that well. So no worries. But I will post it up on my Facebook page.
Do you want your picture on, Jo Marie? There you go. Perfect.
There, everybody got the camera. Woohoo! That's awesome. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
One more. Awesome.
Okay, good. Yeah. Will you pop yours over on the Fit Legacy page too?
Of course. Yes.
Super fun. You guys, so nice to chat with you again. I mean, my message is always open, like my door's open. Just, message me. I'd be happy to chat if you have any questions at all. Natalie, thank you for letting me come on and hijack your team call.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate you very much.
And then when you do get your call info for Carla and Chris's, I would love if you could post it over on the page, because it's more fun to watch it live if people can. And giving them 2 options is great.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have a great Tuesday and a great rest of your week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.